What's up, guys? I am back, and today I want to talk about what it means to be a man. So I've been working a job lately, and it's super different from school. It's much harder, and I miss being in college a lot already. But the cool thing is now I'm spending my time making an income, and that's something I've been waiting for a long time. And making an income has changed me a little bit. It feels different from school because now I'm finally pulling my weight in society. I am now a cog in the machine, like a gear that's spinning, and it's keeping the whole ship moving. Because when you're in school, you're kind of in this absorptive, receptive state where you're being nurtured and grown into something. You can't really do anything because you don't know anything. You're just like a baby who just cries and eats and sleeps and needs to be taken care of. You can't do anything. But once you graduate from school, now it's expected that you actually do stuff for society. You pull your weight and you make sure the whole system is running. So I'm finally starting to experience what that responsibility feels like, and it's making me grow up, and it's made me think about what it means to be a man, growing up in this society and realizing that I'm not a college student anymore. I'm not a kid anymore. I don't get a free pass in life because I'm still learning. At this point in my life, I know enough to actually build something and make decisions for myself and even start making decisions for other people. And that responsibility is starting to weigh on me, and it's starting to make me realize important things about life. I'll explain what that means in a minute, but before I do that, let's hit the gym.
The realest, 'cause I'm chasing mine. See me when I get there. The realest. See me when I get there. And I'm not particular, I just want the money. I want the city that I'm from to say, Tab, we miss ya. And is it asking too much to be an A-lister? And can I get all that without being an ass kisser? And this is like a test, and I can only take a lesson with. And I don't like the stressing, so I'm gonna make the best of it. And when I get my shot, I hope that I don't make a mess of it. And when I make it, I'ma show my ass for the F of it. Here's to the underdog, defeated all the odds. Here's to the prince that's no longer a fraud. Here's to the princess that's always working hard. It ain't gonna be too long before I see you on top. The school loans are gone, your cell phone is back on. The people saying I believed in you all along. Hey, yeah, we did it. Now everybody and their baby mama wanna kick it. Hold up, let's pose for this picture. I'm chasing mine. The realest, the realest. See you when I get there. The realest, the realest. 'Cause I'm chasing mine. See me when I get there. The realest, the realest. See me when I get there. The realest. I said, baby, don't worry, I'm on it. I said, mama, don't worry, I'm on it. See that car?
Oh. Damn, son. Shit. Yo, what's up, guys? I just got back from the gym and took a shower. And since today's video is about being a man, I thought I might as well get a shave in. You can see my abs flexing. I'm feeling good. I'm looking at myself in the mirror. It's kind of interesting. It's interesting seeing myself in the camera and in the mirror at the same time. But anyways, I'll get a quick shave in. For my younger viewers out there, this is how to do it the right way. First, put some warm water on your face so that you don't get ingrown hair. The follicles in your hair open up. Okay, so now we're gonna put on the shaving gel. This is interesting to do. This is is interesting to do while vlogging at the same time. Okay, got the shaving gel. Put it on, apply the shaving gel. Put some on my nose. Okay, nice. Get a nice layer lathered up there, just so your razor has something to work with. Usually I have an electric razor, because I don't usually shave, I actually just trim my beard. But I don't have my electric razor right now, so we're just going to shave it. Now grab your razor. Heat up the razor, because that will make it work better and just feels way better. Now, apply against your skin. Make sure to do firm and sure strokes, so that way you actually get the hair out. Rinse as you need to, and be quick about it, you know, be swift. You don't have all day. I'm turning 23 soon in October, and I'm becoming more of a man. I'm not quite there yet, but having an income has changed me a little bit, and I'm noticing that life is different for me. I'm noticing that instead of absorbing life and absorbing the energy that life has been for me lately, you know, in school, I've been told what to do. People tell me what's right, what's wrong, and I had to listen essentially to what people had to say. But now, having an income, I decide what I do for myself. Oh wait, hold on. This is like drained for some reason. Hold on. Okay, so we had a minor plumbing issue, but this is weird getting the camera and my face in. So we had a minor plumbing issue, but that's fixed, so we can resume. But yeah, I've been starting to make my own income, and I'm not in school anymore. So the expectation is that I make decisions for myself. And I'm really happy about that, because now I can finally be myself, be who I truly am. And it's not like you have to wait until after school to do that, but I don't know, it just took me a while to get there, personally. But now that I have an income, I'm starting to be more pickier about my time, how I spend it, who I spend it with, and I'm starting to decide how the world around me is going to be like, rather than accept the kind of energy and environment that I was placed in. So I'm starting to exert or assert more of my will and influence the world around me. But doing that in a positive and a responsible way is the art of being a man, right? You have this power, this will to power, as Nietzsche would call it, this urge to assert your will and to be an agent. That is part of being a man. And Nietzsche had this idea of the Ubermensch. Oh, but you gotta get that mustache. You don't want to get the patchiness. You gotta be consistent. Nietzsche had this idea of the Ubermensch, but Jung disagreed with him, Carl Jung, and I'll talk about that in a second. But look at this clean shaven face. Look how much of an improvement that made. Hold on. Let me get that. Right there. Can't forget the unibrow. Got the Indian genetics. Gotta get that unibrow real quick. Now, usually you want to do this with the electric thing. See, I just cut myself a little bit, if you can see. Usually you want to do this with an electric thing because that will not cut you like what I'm doing. But I'm doing the best I can. Hold on, let me clean this up, and I'll be right back because it's too hard to do this while vlogging at the same time. Okay, guys, so I did manage to clean up the shave. In hindsight, it was a terrible idea to shave and vlog at the same time because I'm a little banged up, but not too worse for wear. But anyways, Nietzsche and Jung disagreed about the individuation process, how an individual rises up from the amorphous unconscious. Because when you're born, you're kind of shapeless and formless and you have no identity. And as you grow older, as you become a man, as you mature, your identity shapes into a character and it crystallizes. And Jung and Nietzsche disagreed about how that process went about. Nietzsche had this idea about the Übermensch, the Superman, but I'll get into that in a second. Before I can get into that, I need to tell you guys the story of mankind. We're about to go out to dinner and meet one of my family friends in Boston. But the story of mankind essentially is that we were born into nature. We started as animals, and then we evolved from monkeys essentially into man. And if you've seen John Wick, I just saw John Wick 3 yesterday actually, which was amazing. Keanu Reeves again, great action flick. If you've seen John Wick, you know that the only difference between man and animal is our rules, is our decision to be civil, right? So basically we evolved from animals when we were born in nature. We were just wolves essentially, we were beasts. And then as we evolved from beasts, we became more and more civilized. We lived in a civilization, we had culture. So we went from nature to culture. Culture is order, culture is the building blocks of nations. Culture is how we evolved essentially. Culture is a history of decisions and judgment that we've decided about how to act and behave. And that evolved into a code of behaviors, into ethics and morals. And that structure is culture, society, organization, the garden around chaos, the world that we live in. That is society. So from nature, we have order, the garden, culture, and we're living in this garden, in this society, in this organized world out of culture, made of, the masculine, culture, the feminine, nature. So culture is a bed of values or a table of values that we as a society have agreed on as a way to behave. But at the individual level, there's more values that we also have to decide on for ourselves. And so that's what being a man, part of being what a man is deciding how we're going to live in this world, how we're going to act. And Nietzsche had a different idea from Jung. Nietzsche had this idea of the Übermensch, the Superman, where he decides how he lives, he decides his morals, he decides his way of life, and his will imposes on reality and determines what reality actually is. And Jung disagreed with this idea because although it would be ideal, that if we had men who had the will to create reality for us out of chaos, then maybe we would have a decent world to live in. But Jung understood that we have a nature. We have a nature within us. We come from nature and we have nature. We have a beast within us. We have to contend with that kind of instinct. There is a part of us that we cannot control that will disrupt our morals. No matter what judgments or values or morals we create, this nature is going to get in the way of that. It's going to always be in the shadow. And so Jung had this idea of the shadow, this subliminal self, this darker self, this part that we have to integrate, this aggressive, this beast self, this nature that we have to contend with. We have to integrate the shadow when we individuate. And so Jung realized that yes, although we have principles and morals that we can grow up with or we can decide on, we must contend with nature. And so we can't just come up with these morals out of thin air. They have to come from something deeper. And so religion comes out of that conflict, out of that tension. Religion catalogs the morals that actually worked out in order to contend with this nature. And being a man, essentially, is to be able to tame this beast within us, is to have a set of morality that can bound the beast within, is to integrate the shadow. So what does that look like? What does someone who's integrated their shadow look like? What does their table of values look like, given that we have a nature to contend with and that we have morality that we kind of decide on? For me, that means to be a man is to be strong enough to be able to take care of the people that I love. It means that I can build a garden within the chaos, an oasis of peace, build a structure of reality so that way there is something to live in, so that people can rely on me, people can lean on me, and that they can live within the chaos of the world. What it means in practicality, essentially, is that people can rely on me, my family will be able to be cared for financially, that I'm there for people that need me. In a funeral, I'm there to be a support. If my sister is in trouble, that she'll be okay. That's what it means for me. It can mean a lot of things to different people, essentially, but what it comes down to is being strong enough to tame chaos, and it's also being able to tame the beast within yourself. And so I know it's kind of weird walking down the street like this, but being a man essentially is to be able to look chaos in the face and be able to protect the people around you. They say that the weak man has his life decided for him. The stronger man does the best with the options laid in front of him, but the strongest man of all creates options for himself and for the people around him. And so that's what it means essentially, is to be strong enough to be able to create those options, to be able to confront chaos, and to be able to create structure out of reality or out of chaos. That's what being a man means to me. That's how I'm gonna end this video. I'm about to go get dinner. I might show that dinner in a second. Hey, what's up guys? I'm with my friend Samir. What's up? Hey! We're at Parish Cafe. It's really good. I just got a steak and blue, and yo, this is really dope. Like, this is one of the best sandwiches I've had really in a long time. So definitely recommend. It's good to be out here with Samir and hang out. The game is going on right now, and it's a great Sunday. Anyways, back to the video. But let me know what you guys have to say. What do you guys think about that? What does manhood mean to you? Where are you guys on your personal journey? Have you tamed the beast inside? Do you agree with Nietzsche or Jung? A lot of topics we covered in this video, so let me know if this is the type of stuff you like to hear about. But if you learned something or were entertained, drop me a like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss next week's video. And as always, I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Peace.